BookTube, it's Missy, and today I'm here to share with you guys a very exciting readathon that is taking place right now. It started on Sunday, August 13th, and it goes all the way till September 10th, so it's a month-long readathon. The readathon is called #TheReadingQuest, and as a huge World of Warcraft fan, I mean, I've been playing since 2008. I'm a mage on Grizzly Hills, so if you want to, play with me, let me know down below and I'll look for you. This readathon is going to be found on a blog by Read at Midnight. I will leave her information down below. Also, all of the graphics for this readathon, I will leave the girl who did all the graphics down below as well. She did an awesome job. I wish I was good enough on the computer to insert some of her graphics into this video so that way you could see how cute all of her characters are, but I'm not that good. So instead of doing that, I'm going to show you the game board here and talk about how to play this readathon. I know it says play, I'm so excited. Okay, so there are 4 characters to choose from. There is the knight, the bard, the rogue, and the mage, and each one has their own separate path that you follow along the game board. Now in the middle of the game board we have side quests. So you have your initial quests, 5 quests with each character, and then you have your side quests. Out of the knight, the bard, the rogue, and the mage, I have chosen the rogue because those are the books that match my existing TBR. So for the rogue we have a 1-word title book, which is Marina by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. I've been meaning to pick up this book for ages, and so now I have an excuse to really read it. The next challenge is to read a book published by a small publishing house or publishing press. And I have here No Rest for the Wicked by Crystal Jane Ruin, and the publishing company for this is Narcissistic Rose, so that's a small company. The next category box is to read a book that has less than 500 rating on Goodreads, and I have here The Bakersville Dozen by Christina McBride. This only has 29 ratings on Goodreads, so that definitely counts as 500 or less. This also just came out, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but not, so I'm excited to read that one. The next category is to read a book with a face on the cover that's obscured. And so I am currently reading Immortal Remains, and as you can see, the face is fractured, so it's obscured. I was going to use Nearly Departed by Rook Hastings. This is the first book in the duology, but when I read the fine print of the game, it says that you cannot read a book that's partially read. So I started this book on the 12th of August, and I finished it on the 14th, and the readathon started on the 13th. So because I started this already before the readathon took place, this doesn't count. So I'm using the sequel instead, which they're both good. So again, you cannot use a book that you've already started for this readathon. The books cannot be doubled up in this readathon, so if you have a book that would go for 2 different kinds of categories, you can't do that. You can only use 1 book per category. Alright, and then the very last book in the rogue category is to read a banned book. Now, I looked up banned books by government, and the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown was on this list, which was very exciting because I already need to read this book because I've read the first one and this is the second book in the Robert Langdon series. I keep staring at this book constantly saying, when am I going to pick this up? And I am finally picking this up. Now, the reason why it's banned is because Catholics are deeming it offensive to Christianity. This was banned September 2004 in Lebanon. So yes, I've seen this movie, so this should be a quick read because I'm kind of familiar with it already. This is just going to be like special features, giving me more information than what I already know from the movie. Alright, now once you've completed your 5 categories for your character. You can continue on and do another character. And each corner of the game board, you have a connecting book. So with the banned book, that will then go over to the bard character, and then I would just follow along. When you do that, you don't have to read another banned book. This counts for both characters, so you just need to read the one and then add another 4, if that makes sense. If you don't want to go to another character, then you have a whole bunch of side quests that you can work with. So there is 9 side quests that you can choose from, and I'm going to be working on 8 of the 9, which is very exciting. So let's start with the first side quest that you see in the middle of this game board, and that is Potions. Potions is a book concocted by 2 authors. So I have here Gwendy's Button Box by Stephen King and Richard Chismar. I already was planning on reading this, so it totally works. And when you read the side quests, like I said at the beginning, you can read I chose Rogue. I can read any of those books in however order I want. I don't have to go from box to box because it's not actually a game board. It's more like a bingo card, so you can just do whatever you want. And the side quests, you can read whatever you want, whenever you want, along with what you're doing. So this is the first side quest, Potions. The next side quest we have is Multiplayer, which is a buddy read book. Now I am planning on buddy reading Fuzzy Nation by John Scalzi with Anita Lind, and I will leave her channel link down below. If you haven't subscribed to her, she's amazing. Her and I are both going to be reading this during this readathon. I'm looking forward to it. I love John Scalzi, so there's that one. The next side quest is Grind, and if you guys don't know what that means, it's like you can grind anything. You can grind for experience points, you can grind for drops, you can grind for material. Like if you, I don't want to get into it. It might take too long. If you are interested in learning on how to play World of Warcraft, let me know down below and I'll tell you all about it because I'm obsessed. Alright, so the grind is to read a book with more than 500 pages. And I told you guys about this. I was thinking of using this for Tome Topple. This is about 530 pages. Yeah, it's about 530 pages, so this definitely works. Alright, the next book or category, it's side quest. The next side quest is Time Warp. So you need to read a book that's set either in the past or the future, and I have here Ghostly Echoes by William Ritter. This is set in the past, so there's this one. And then we have Open World, so you can just read whatever you want. And for my pick, I'm choosing Welcome to Night Vale by Joseph Fink and Jeffrey Cranor because I really, really want to read this. It was either this, The Disappearances, or Ink and Bone by Lisa Unger, but I chose this one for this particular readathon. It doesn't really matter because I'm planning on reading all of those books anyway. Alright, the next side quest is Respawn, and this is the only one I'm skipping. It says to read a book you DNF'd. Now, I don't have any books in my house that I've actually DNF'd because I don't keep books I don't like. There are books that I'm in the middle of that I still need to continue, but I don't want to read any of those right now. So I'm just going to skip this side quest since you don't have to do the side quests anyways. They're extra. The next book I have here is to read an expansion. Sorry, I didn't choose one for this one either. Expansion is to read a companion novel or a short story. If for any reason I have time, I will look for a novella on my shelves. But again, I was trying to stay with the books that I've already chosen for this month, so I don't have a companion or a short story in my collection. Besides Gwendy's Button Box, but I'm using that for a different category. Alright, the next side quest is a mini game. Read a graphic novel, novella, or poetry collection. So I have chosen I Hate Fairyland by Scotty Young because this sounds super fun and easy to read. And I love how colorful it is. And the very last side quest is to read, it's Animal Companion, that's the title. And it says, a book referencing an animal on the cover. Now, can you get more perfect than this? Because it actually says animal on the cover. The beast is an animal. And I've been wanting to read this for forever. This is by Peter Nell Van Arsdale. So this is going to happen. Whoo! So there's that. We have all of my rogue picks. We have all of my side quests. Basically, all of the books that I was planning on reading for August. Anyway, the only new one I chose was the Da Vinci Code and the graphic novel, which I'm pretty sure I could do. And again, this is a month long, so you can read these books out of order. It doesn't really matter, just as long as you read something. But here's the thing. There's a prize. That's why this is so fun. It is totally a game. So we've already done the side quests. On to the point system. Everyone's going to be starting at 10 experience points. Each book that you read for this readathon, so the 5 that are included in each character, you get 10 points per book. If you decide to go and read graphic novels instead, then it is 5 points. And if your books that you've chosen are marginalized, they have marginalized authors, then it's actually 20 points per book. Now, I do have a marginalized author that I could read, and that is Say Her Name by James Dawson. I may add that in. I don't know. We'll see, because it's not really on my list to read right now. So I don't really want to add more books, but I do have one if I needed one. So in total, once you've read all 5 of your books, that would equal 50 points, 50 experience points. If you want more experience points and you can finish another character, all of their quests before September 10th, you get to add another 50 to your experience points. So if I read all of my rogue books and then I read all of the mage books, not only will I get 50 points total for the 5 books that I've read for rogue, and then 50 points for the mage, I'll get an additional 50 points because I finished 2 different characters before September 10th. That's not going to happen. But if I could do it, then I would get extra points. And if you finish another character, you get another 30 points. It's all kind of confusing, but again, I'll leave the link down below so you guys can read it and check it out. So it's 50 points per level, and you start at level 1. Does that make sense? Okay. The next kind of points you can get is health points. And everybody starts off with 10 health points. You can add 1 health point per every 10 pages or every 20 pages if you're reading a graphic novel. So for instance, we have The Beast is an Animal, and this book is, let's get to the very end. This book is 343 pages. 34 health points that I would get just by reading this book alone. Now, again, it's 1 point for every 10 pages for a book and 1 point for every 20 pages for a graphic novel. If you tweet about the books that you're reading on Twitter, or if you show a picture of the book that you're reading on Instagram, you also can gain a health point. But there is a cap on social media, so whether you use Twitter or Instagram, you can only gain 20 points. So you would have to do, you'd have to post 20 pictures or 20 tweets or 10 each in order to get 20 points for social media. The very last thing I want to talk about is the prize. So the person who gets the highest level and health points earns a pre-order book for 2017 or 2018, which is $30 Australian money. I don't know how much that is in US currency, but that's cool. So the more books you read and the more points you gain, overall, the one who has the highest amount of points possible gets to win a 2017-2018 pre-order. If you already live in Australia, then you get a Dimmix card, I believe, because Dimmix is sponsoring this readathon, which is very cool. And yeah, those are the characters, the quests, the point system, the win, the prize. Again, the link will be down below if you are interested in this readathon. I am definitely looking forward to it. So yes. Let me know down below if you're planning on participating in this readathon. It sounds like a lot of fun. And again, it's an entire month long. And that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!
Bye. See you later, BookTube. I hope you enjoyed it.